Guess what? The Sonic Frontier developers, they defended Sonic Frontiers. They defended the gameplay, they defended the graphics, they defended the story. They let us know why they have done what they have done. I am so happy with what they said. Let's get to the video. Let's discuss what the developers themselves have said to defend this gorgeous Sonic game that I have always wanted. Hello, it's George from Australia, and welcome to Gaming My Whole Life, where I discuss everything video game related, from good old past pixels to the birth of 3D until now. Welcome to my humble smexy Australian gaming YouTube channel. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all of my subscribers know that I have vigorously defended Sonic Frontiers. I even made a video literally called Defending Sonic Frontiers because I was so happy with it, and I wasn't having any of it when people were complaining that it looks like a tech demo, it looks like an Unreal Engine game. I went against all that, right? Because I think it looks gorgeous. I love the open zoned nature, the fact that you can explore in different directions. I love the graphics, I love it all. Vigorously defended. But now, okay, like a good week or so ago, but I haven't had time to do a video, I've been looking at all these different IGN interviews with the developers, right, with the people making it. What did they want to do with this franchise? And it's actually really interesting. So I have a list here of all the things that they've been saying, right? Now, I'm not quoting it word by word. I am summarizing. I'm not changing the meaning. I just couldn't be asked to go and get the exact quotes and hunt down all of those interviews. But I do have a notepad where every time they say something interesting, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I made a note of it. Let's share that. So firstly, let's talk about the graphics, right? There has been some heat that the graphics are not colorful enough, that it is not Sonic enough, and it's a little bit too realistic, not enough charm. The good news is one of the developers actually responded specifically to it, right? They refer to the Sonic Frontiers graphics as photorealistic, right? I don't think it's photorealistic, but it is definitely realistic, especially when you get certain angles and the way the grass is done. All that is deliberately because Sonic Frontiers is to set a new standard for the Sonic universe. Sonic has set a standard for how his 3D Sonic games are. They have aimed typically for a younger market, because it's more accessible, but of course adults were free to enjoy those games, and of course adults did. I'm not saying people who like Sonic are children or anything like that, but they primarily aimed for children, right? Photorealism is what they wanted because they wanted to set Sonic Frontiers apart. It is more than just an open zoned game. It is definitely not simply a Sonic Breath of the Wild, right? That's not what's going on here at all. They always focus, so I'm going to merge several different quotes and things they've said. They've always focused on the Sonic experience, on the speed and the fact that it is action. They didn't want it to be a normal platformer. They didn't want it to be a platformer. They didn't want it to be open world. And they have said that Sonic Frontiers is neither a open world game or a platformer. It is a Sonic game. Sonic comes with his own flavor, and this game, this experience, is to be aimed and targeted. The target audience for Sonic Frontiers is both adults and children. So the young can play it. Maybe they've seen the recent Sonic movies and they want to get a taste of Sonic. Sonic Frontiers can be their first exposure. They also, and they've specifically said, wanted to look after the old fans who grew up with the old Sega games, right? Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Tails, all those Sonic games. They wanted to appeal to both markets, which is absolutely the way to go. I actually have a pet peeve. Pro tip, never aim for children. Never do it. Children want whatever is cool and whatever the adults are into. So if you always aim for adults, make a game that's good for them. If it's accessible, the children will follow. But if you specifically aim for children, then you lose the adults. So it's actually not a smart plan. One is Sonic to appeal to everything. That broad reach is absolutely what they should do. I'm glad they have specifically said they want to appeal to everyone, because Sonic used to be huge, right? Used to be Sega versus Nintendo, Mario versus Sonic, right? I know Sonic is not anywhere near as big as Mario. That being said, he's always had the potential. That's why I've always championed him and always wanted more. And this is their answer. They want it to be more realistic. They want it to be taken at face value, to not simply be for children. They wanted to do a graphical showcase to show that this is a new Sonic. Take him seriously. Look at these amazing graphics, and they stand by it. The target audience now going for everyone. They also spoke about the music, right? So the music is to inspire mystery, is to inspire exploration, right? That's why in the first open zone area you have the soft melody of piano typically playing, right? This isn't simply, oh, they've copied Zelda Breath of the Wild. Oh. No, they haven't done that, right? It's just piano is a beautiful melody, and of course they took inspiration, right? They started developing Sonic Frontiers literally in the same launch year as Zelda Breath of the Wild. There is no way they didn't look at that massive success that took over the internet and think, you know what, let's do our own take, right? That's absolutely what they're doing. But in doing so, they still continuously reminded their development teams that, hey, this is a Sonic game. We don't want it to actually become an open world, and we don't want it to become a platformer. We want it to be Sonic. So that's why there's always this focus on speed. That's why there's this focus on the action. That's why they have looked at a proper combat system that goes beyond simply jumping at enemies, which looks really good, right? Which looks really good. I love the fact that Sonic gets in their faces, punches, kicks, does all these combos, goes behind them, slow-mo comes in. Like, the combat in Sonic Frontiers actually looks sick, right? That's right. Another area, and the reason why for the graphical change, apart from to appeal to more and to just show off more powerful hardware, is they want the Sonic story to be more serious, right? They want you to firstly enter the Sonic Frontiers world, experience everything with him, and have no idea what's going on and piece the puzzles together. They have promised a more serious Sonic story. They actually elaborated further and said, hey, with our typical Sonic games, yes, there's always been, different story branches and this and that, but it's always been pretty typical of you were the good guy, you were going after the bad guy, here is the end objective, let's get to it, right? Whereas with Sonic Frontiers, they wanted it to be not so simple, right? They wanted a deeper story. They wanted the player to engage with the world and its mechanics and to slowly piece together what is happening, which I think that approach is absolutely fantastic. They use that approach with survival horror games, which I absolutely love. If you're new to this channel, hello, or yasu, because I'm Greek. One of the things I love about survival horror is normally you enter an environment, you don't know what's going on. You have to find notepads, you have to piece the puzzle pieces together. You have to figure out how in the world you're going this nightmare. And they're basically doing the same approach with Sonic. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know how he got to where he is. And so you and Sonic together form that bond, try to figure out what's going on, and take it all in. Now, the open zoned aspect is brilliant, right? Just means that you have different areas, it loads up. There is dynamic day and night and weather systems. They have confirmed that much. Yes. I'm glad that they have. I'm a sucker for that. I think any game that has dynamic weather, dynamic day and night, just make game worlds seem so much more realistic, so much more engaging, that if you want to stand on top of a mountain and literally watch a virtual sunset, it is an option, right? I find that very, very appealing. But yeah, I'm glad that the developers vigorously stand by their product. Even early on, before they gave these interviews, when they showed, I believe it was the very first IGN gameplay, and the reaction wasn't good, at least from the vocal people, right? At least from the vocal minority. When they had that negative reaction, the developers responded even early on then and said, hey, and I kid you not, they basically actually said this. They're like, hey, you're only reacting this way because you don't know any better, right? You're going with the flow. As you see more of this game, you are going to understand it. This is the sort of game where you have to play it to understand, and simply seeing, a few minutes of Sonic running around an open field, jumping everywhere, isn't exactly going to get you to understand. They also knew that there would be a little bit of backlash because of the fact that they're being a little bit bolder and they're doing a different experience. That being said, that doesn't mean speed isn't a huge factor. It doesn't mean mechanics that game is already familiar with won't be there. And they're even going so far as to implement deliberate mini areas completely dedicated to speed. So with the other 3D Sonic games, normally you're just charging forward as fast as possible, right? There are deliberate sections There are deliberate segments in Sonic Frontiers specifically designed for that. So sure, one moment you'll be going in the open field and maybe you'll be going not as fast as you're familiar with, right? Then all of a sudden you get teleported to a different area where the whole point is to charge forward, go as fast as you can, right? And get that rush. So realistically, they're actually giving everyone a little bit of what they want. I really like these guys. I really like developers who are confident. They're like, no. We're not going to backflip just because some people have lost their shite. They're like, we've worked really hard on this game. We are proud of what we've done. And you know what? You can't judge it until you play it. I love that. That's absolutely how it should be, right? Because imagine they did this, right? Imagine they did this and, the trailers came out and the IGN thing came out. And then imagine the developers came out and they're like, oh, we sorry. Like, that would break you, right? That would break you because it's like, great, they tried to do a different thing. They've immediately given into the mob, so to speak. And, they're not even confident enough in their product. If a company was to, apologize, yes, sorry, Sonic doesn't look the way he normally does. If they apologize, all they would do would fuel the fire and make the people who lost their minds to begin with feel validated, right? Because think about it, if they apologize, then the people who lost it would have been like, hey, even the developers deep down know they were wrong to do changes to it. They're apologizing. But that's not what's happened. They basically told you to sit down, be quiet, play the game, you're going to love it. And I think that is great confidence. I think the graphic style is fantastic, right? I think we're going to fall in love with the world. I've spoken about this so many times. I've always felt Sonic should be able to go left, right, up, down. He should be able to go as slowly as he wants. That way he can find secrets and explore the world, taking the graphics. Because I've played a lot of the old 3D Sonic games, right? I even downloaded a bundle not too long ago, and I went through every single game just to admire it, and dang, the graphics are gorgeous. The way the colors pop, I get missing the colors because they have been gorgeous. However, one thing which I've always missed is the fact that I was always going too fast to enjoy the graphics. I was going too fast, I couldn't take in the world, and the moment I stopped and slowed Sonic down so that I could take in the world, then I was always a little bit disappointed because I still could only go forward or back, right? I couldn't really go to the side and explore in this direction. However, with Sonic Frontiers, you will be able to explore everything. You're running on the grass, you're looking up, you're seeing those rails. You're like, how in the world do I get up there? You check out your other options. There's going to be so many moments of pure joy and exploration. And also, this is just Zone 1, right? Zone 1 is a theme, the theme is the green hills like all the Sonic games have started, especially the old ones. That means other zones will look completely different. Who knows what they're gonna look like this? I'm really excited to see what those other zones will look like. Would there be a snowy area? Would there be a swamp area? Would there be the traditional weird gambling area where it's like a casino, from the original Sonic games? I'm looking forward to vigorously enjoying the open zone concept, which is just brilliant. There's something to do everywhere. Seriously, rewatch the gameplay videos. Yes, you see the person controlling the game going forward, but as they're going forward, they're always skipping out on so many things. They're ignoring so many items. There's clearly so much to do. It's just an absolute fun, sandbox of different things to do. But I really wonder how the other areas are going to look, right? I love the fact the theme will change. It will look different. The gameplay mechanics will suit it. I'm just so pumped for this game, right? I cannot wait to get my hands on this game and just champion it, and good on the developers for standing up for themselves. Anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with me. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you all live on this big blue planet of ours. God bless you all. Take care. Feel free to subscribe to yours truly, A Game in My Whole Life. My name is George. Nice to meet you. I'll see you all for the next video. Alright, bye-bye.